Hey, here we are with reading 5. Roxy likes the part about little Bob the dog. Bob's pretty spunky, and then to be thrown out of a car traveling along the highway, to be abandoned, and that he rolled into the ditch, but his siblings didn't, so they most likely died. And so one of the themes in this book just might be, compassion and caring about others. That might be a theme, but we will come up with lots of themes for this amazing book, the one and only Ivan. Roxy's having good naps this afternoon. Yep. Imagine not listening to my reading. So here's reading 5. The first reading is called Julia. What do you think about Julia? I actually really like Julia. She's such a kind, cool girl. Like the spit pebble, children, Julia is a child. But that, after all, is not her fault. While her father, George, cleans the mall each night, Julia sits by my domain. She could sit anywhere she wants, by the carousel, in the empty food court, on the bleachers coated with sawdust. But I'm not bragging when I say that she always chooses to sit with me. Wow, that's cool. I think it's because we both love to draw. Sarah, Julia's mother, used to help clean the mall, but when she got sick and grew pale and stooped, Sarah stopped coming. Every night, Julia offers to help George, and every night he says firmly, "Homework, Julia. The floors will just get dirty again." Homework, I have discovered, involves a sharp pencil and thick books and long sighs. I enjoy chewing pencils. I'm sure I would excel at homework. Sometimes Julia dozes off and sometimes she reads her books, but mostly she draws and talks about her day. I don't know why people talk to me, but they often do. Perhaps it's because they think I can understand them. Isn't that funny? Because he really does understand them. That's cool. Or perhaps it's because I can't talk back. Julia likes science and art. She doesn't like Lila Burpee, who teases her because her clothes are old, and she likes Deshaun Williams, who teases her too, but in a nice way. And she would like to be a famous artist when she grows up. Sometimes Julia draws me. I'm an elegant fellow in her pictures, with the silver back gleaming like moon on moss. I never look angry the way I do on the fading billboard by the highway. I always look a bit sad, though. Wow. The next heading is Drawing Bob. I love Julia's pictures of Bob. She draws him flying across the page, a blur of feet and fur. She draws him motionless, peeking out from behind a trash can or the soft hill of my belly. Sometimes in her drawings, Julia gives Bob's wings or a lion's mane. Once she gave him a tortoise shell. But the best thing she ever gave him wasn't a drawing. Julia gave Bob his name. For a long time, no one knew what to call Bob. Now and then, a mall worker would try to approach him with a tidbit. "Your doggy," they'd call, holding out a French fry. "Come on, Pooch," they'd say. "How about a piece of sandwich?" But he would always vanish into the shadows before anyone could get too close. One afternoon, Julia decided to draw the little dog curled up in the corner of my domain. First, she watched him for a long time, chewing on her thumbnail. I could tell she was looking at him the way an artist looks at the world when she's trying to understand it. Finally, she grabbed her pencil and set to work. And when she finished, she held up her page. There he was, the tiny, big-eared dog. He was smart and cunning, but his gaze was wistful. Under the picture, with 3 bold, confident marks circled in black, I was pretty certain it was a word, even though I couldn't read it. Julia's father peered over her shoulder. "That's him exactly," he said, nodding, and he pointed to the circled marks. "I didn't realize his name was Bob," he said. Me either, said Julia. She smiled. I had to draw him first. That's funny. Next subtitle is called Bob and Julia. Bob will not let humans touch him. He says their scent upsets his digestion. Wow. But every now and then I see him sitting at Julia's feet. Her fingers move gently just behind his right ear. Next subtitle is called Mac. Usually Mac leaves after the last show, but tonight he's in his office working late. And when he's done, he stops by my domain and stares at me for a long time while he drinks from a brown bottle. George calls him, broom in hand. George joins him, broom in hand, and Mac says the things he always says. How about that game last night? And business has been slow, but it'll get better, you'll see. And don't forget to empty the trash. Mac glances over at the picture Julia's drawing. What are you making, he asks. It's for my mom, Julia says. It's a flying dog. She holds up her drawing, eyeing it critically. She likes airplanes and dogs. Mac murmurs, sounding unconvinced. He looks at George. How's the wife doing anyway? About the same, George says. She has good days and bad days. Yeah, don't we all, Mac says. Mac starts to leave and then pauses. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a crumpled green bill and presses it into George's hand. Here, Mac says with a shrug. Buy the kid some more crayons. Mac is already out the door before George can yell, thanks. Next subtitle is called Not Sleepy. Stella, I say after Julia and her father go home. I can't sleep. Of course you can, she says. You're the king of sleepers. Shh, Bob says from his perch on my belly. I'm dreaming about chili fries. I'm tired, I say, but I'm not sleepy. What are you tired of? Stella asks. I think for a while. It's hard to put it into words. Gorillas are not complainers. We're dreamers, poets, philosophers, nap takers. I don't know exactly. I kicked my tire swing. I think maybe I'm a little tired of my domain. That's because it's a cage, Bob tells me. Bob is not always tactful. I know, Stella says, it's a very small domain, and you're a very big gorilla, Bob adds. Stella, I ask. Yes. I noticed you were limping more than usual today. Is your leg bothering you? Just a little, Stella answers. I sigh. Bob resettles. His ears flick. He drools a bit, but I don't mind. I'm used to it. Try eating something, Stella says. That always makes you happy. I eat an old brown carrot. It doesn't help. But I don't tell Stella. She needs to sleep. You could try remembering a good day, Stella suggests. That's what I do when I can't sleep. Stella remembers every moment since she was born, every scent, every sunset, every slight, every victory. You know, I can't remember much, I say. There's a difference, Stella says gently, between can't remember and won't remember. That's true, I admit. Not remembering can be difficult, but I've had a lot of time to work on it. Memories are precious, Stella adds. They help tell us who we are. Try remembering all your keepers. You always liked Carl, the one with the harmonica. Carl, yes, I remember how he gave me a coconut when I was still a juvenile. It took me all day to open it. I try to recall other keepers I've known, the humans who've cleaned my domain and prepared my food and sometimes kept me company. There was Juan, who poured Pepsis into my waiting mouth, and Katrina, who used to poke me with her broom when I was sleeping, and Ellen, who sang, "How much is the monkey in the window?" with a sad smile while she scrubbed my water bowl. And there was Gerald, who once brought me a box of fat, sweet strawberries. Gerald was my favorite keeper. I haven't had a real keeper in a long time, Max says. He doesn't have the money to pay for my for an ape babysitter. These days, George cleans my cage and Mac is the one who feeds me. When I think about all the people who've taken care of me, mostly it's Mac, I recall. Day in and day out, year after year after year. Mac, who brought me and raised me and says I'm no longer cute. As if a silverback could ever be cute. Moonlight falls on the frozen carousel, on the silent popcorn stand, on the stall of leather belts that smell like long-gone cows. The heavy work of Stella's breathing sounds like the wind in the trees, and I can't wait for sleep to find me. Whoa, that is the end of reading 5. What do you think? We'll see you next time.